There's nothing like a nice, frothy, fresh cup of coffee. I know you're not supposed to put coffee in glass cups, but I'm a rule breaker. What can I say? And I can barely hold it because it's so hot. But like, you know, when something's just so aesthetically pleasing, you do it for the art. So I figured we would do a get ready with me. Literally, I don't think I've ever in my online times gotten so many questions about my makeup as I have in my recent Instagram stories. I'll put a few photos on screen of the look I've been wearing. It's literally the same look. Sometimes I just switch out like, I don't know, like the lip gloss, sometimes something very minor, or like I just add a little bit more eyeshadow, or a little bit more highlighter, a little bit more blush than normal, or something of that sort. But it's pretty much the exact same look. And I want to tell some good story times. I've held these in, but after hearing how hard my personal friends and people in my life laugh when I tell them, I was like, I just want to share the laughs with everyone. And yeah, before we hop on in, I want to thank Scentbird for sponsoring this video. If you don't know, Scentbird is a monthly subscription service where you can get perfume, skincare, and fragrance on a subscription basis. My favorite thing to get from there are their perfumes. You basically get a 30-day supply of a perfume. They come in a vial like this. It twists out, it has the label of the perfume. For example, this one is the Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanca. It's a very fresh and pure, very nice fragrance. It comes, like I said, in this vial. It's like very nice and twistable, really good to travel with, just to throw it in your bag. Basically, you get a 30-day trial, which is like way bigger than if you were to get like a roller ball or something like that. It's approximately, I think it's like 120 to 140 sprays. They have designer fragrances like Prada, Gucci, Tom Ford, all the good stuff. That way, if you don't want to buy like a huge, you know, perfume bottle from wherever you're getting it, and then just use half the bottle or a fourth of the bottle, because scent is like one of the most powerful memory triggers. And if you get either sick of your fragrance or you have a triggering date experience with one of your fragrances, you may not want to wear it anymore. So then you have Scentbird to go get your next vial. And it's usually $15 a month, but they're giving you guys a 30% off, which is basically you're gonna get your first month for just $10. It's like a really expensive latte, 2 lattes if it's at Starbucks. But yeah, if you want to try out Scentbird, I will have a link down below. I'll have the code on screen. My code is PB30. You can get 30% off, again, to get your first fragrance for just $10. I think it's really good to get around the holiday time. I know we're probably have like family events, you know, meeting your spouse's parents, things like that. A lot of events where we're going to be out and about this holiday season. If you want to smell good and switch it up, you might as well just have a really nice fragrance, a nice scent, a nice way to document your holiday season. Because if you use a fragrance and then you have memories around that time, your mind links it very strongly. There's a whole movie about that. I do it purposefully. Like, I'll actually wear scents in different phases, and I can feel phases of my life switching out. I will literally switch scents, and I can smell old scents and literally remember exactly what like phase I was in my life, what I was doing, what my mindset was like, things like that. And Scentbird makes that easy and affordable without having to, you know, buy like a $200-300 bottle of perfume every few months when the seasons of your life change. Hop on in. The products I use, I will have all in the description. So if you feel like I'm chatting a bit and you feel like you missed a product or something like that, I will have it all in the description box. Let's hop on in. Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer, best primer in the market that I've experienced thus far, other than Tatcha, the silk one, the like luminous silk, or is it luminous silk? I think it's luminous silk. It's silky, it's luminous, it's me. My last bits, I'm not gonna, this isn't my favorite product of all time. Marc Jacobs, if you're watching this, can you please send me like 700 of these? I've repurchased this, I don't even know how many times, like too many to count. I love it so much. It's their concealer, Stick Accomplice Concealer in shade 26. It is one of the best makeup products on the market. I literally finished this whole one. And then, yeah, there's like nothing in there, scraped it out. And then we're on this one, and we're scraping this one out. It's probably because I use it more like a foundation. It's meant to be like a concealer. I literally might have to go get one today. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm not even kidding. I will probably have to go get one today because I have no more left. That's a bit tragic. Hopefully I'll have enough to do this look right now. You know, it's like, just really trying to get in there. It's kind of like motivation to have clear skin, because when you have less concealer, you're like, well, I don't have a lot of concealer, so like I gotta step up my water drinking game, my skincare game. Also, I'm this week starting to officially make a very significant effort to have less sugar. Like before I was like, yeah, less sugar, yeah, but then I see creme brulee on the menu, and before you know it, my skin really reacts not positively to sugar most of the time. And so I'm even trying to cut it out. Apparently also, not that, I mean, I don't people think I'm dramatic, but sugar ages you a lot. Any like skincare esthetician or any like medical practitioner who has somewhat of a focus on aesthetics or not will probably tell you that it's not good for you. Obviously it's delicious, and for me, I have a sweet tooth. I'm more of a sweet girl than a salty girl. Like, I don't really crave like chips that often. Like I do love chips, like a Kettle Brand jalapeno, honestly, any day, anytime. Like we've got a banana powder from CoverGirl. I actually really do like this powder. It's mostly for under your eyes, but today it's gonna be everywhere because, okay, honestly, I don't know if I'm just a banana color today. This shade really hits perfectly. Should I be concerned that I matched the banana color perfectly? Or should I be happy that my resources did not fail me? Now Cream Bronzer Tan de Soleil. It's like a really, if you know, you know product, and if you don't know, just use the link down below and purchase it and you'll know, and then you'll understand the hype. But today I want to tell one of my finest, just a really good story time. So, you know, here and there, it's always good to put yourself out there, go on a date or two, socialize, see what's out there, you know, chat, express yourself, try a new restaurant, compare Aperol spritzes across the town. And so this is one of those nights. I guess I shouldn't even, why am I giving so much context? Anyway, this was a bit ago. This wasn't like too recent. So I feel like it's really worn, it's like I've calmed down from it or cooled down from it. So, you know, I feel really fine telling the story. Basically, I mean, in our modern society, I guess we're all like most people for dating, or a lot of people, not most, I shouldn't categorize that. I guess because in my friend circle it's really popular, but most people, because they're busy, are not really like going to places to like meet people. It's more like you'll meet people on like a dating app or something like that, and then you'll meet up for a date. And you kind of like know a little about them before. It doesn't mean that it's gonna work out, but I just think that it like helps your chances of you having I'll put the colors I'm using in the description, but like it makes your chances a little bit higher, right? That like you actually will like get along versus just meeting someone that you have know nothing about all, and then like hang out with them a bit, and then maybe after like a little bit discovering like, okay, actually there's no way that we have completely different life goals, lifestyle, schedules, whatever. So that's that. So anyway, I was on a dating app. I'm chatting with this guy. Seems lovely. Seems so nice. I guess I should like get, when any of these details I'm sharing, I'm not sharing them in like a shallow perspective. They're just crucial to understand in the story because it just comes back very ironically. And I want to, like, before I even start the story, I am a Gemini, my Mercury's in Taurus. The way I can tell stories is just like blunt, and I can probably seem really offensive. And if you're easily offended, then just don't watch this video, because I don't know, you know what I mean? You know my heart. I really feel like I have a good heart. I'm never trying to say something to like be rude or make fun of anyone or be demeaning, but like these details are just like really crucial for the story, and I just don't want you to be able to misinterpret. We're chatting, everything's going great. My schedule is pretty hectic, and so he basically like I was trying to find a time to go on like a date. He kept like asking me different days, and it was so kind. It was really accommodating, and I was like, whoa, what a nice guy. Because like sometimes if you say like you're busy, people like get offended, which it makes sense, but like, and they may think like that you're doing something, I don't know, they may think that you're busy because like I don't know, they may make up their own narrative in their mind of why you're busy, right? But I like had a lot going on for work stuff and everything like that. And so anyway, we find a day to meet up. I actually don't even know how we matched because he lives like, I guess I can tell you what area. Well, I don't want to. He lives in Newport Beach. Okay, so it's like from main LA, it's like an hour to 2 hours. I mean, it can be more depending on whatever. I don't actually know how. Maybe he was like in town for or something like that. Like I said, he worked as a doctor and his clinic, everything was out there. So actually, I'm trying to understand. I don't even know how we matched here. But anyway, we're finding a day. This one day, actually, it was like maybe I felt really bad because I could tell he wanted to do something on a weekend. When my weekends are just like packed with stuff. I think I was going somewhere. I don't even remember. But so it's a Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, like today actually, he was like, hey, does today actually work? I know it's a Tuesday, but whatever. Like he's putting in a lot of effort. And for me, when someone's putting effort, that is like the most attractive quality. Like if someone is like even is consistent and like, I don't know, like I maybe it's, I don't know, it's like my Mars and Virgo. Like to me, it's so attractive when someone's like will text you consistently, or like make reoccurring plans consistently, or like will go out of their way to like see you. Like that like earns you so many brownie points. And I feel like some guys don't want to do that, obviously, because they're like, well, I don't want to waste my time or whatever. I can feel that because I wouldn't want to like go out far somewhere and then be like, okay, this is a waste of time. That's like a risk you guess you just take in life, right? And so whatever, he's like, okay, Tuesday, let's do it. We're chatting, and he basically was like, I guess he thought I was a catfish. I've actually had like multiple guys ask me to send like just a photo of like my face, nothing like slutty, but just to prove that I'm me, which I guess like in our day and age, like, I don't know, it's better to be safe than sorry. You really never know. And I'm not saying that I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so whatever, but like it's pretty common, so I wasn't like too taken aback. Anyway, so we set up a time. He's like, it's Tuesday. He's like, perfect, let's go to dinner at this place, like this actually really nice restaurant. Actually, I like the spot that it's at. And I was like, oh my gosh, perfect, sounds good. He's like, okay, I'll pick you. Like, do you want me, who's so like polite, like, do you want me to pick you up? Like, would that be easier for you? And I don't know, I just think it's like nice when I know sometimes people don't want to, like, I get it if you don't want to give out your like address right away. I totally can see that's like a safety precaution, but for me, like, I don't know, I just find it like now I find it smarter to Uber because you can leave when you want. Like the thought of something picking up, so ideally you're like, oh yeah, that's so nice, like they're gonna pick me up, they're gonna like open my door, they're gonna take me on a date, like it's gonna be great. It sounds so nice in theory, but honestly, like when you drive with someone, then you basically have to stay the whole time. And yeah, and I used to like be really big, like, yeah, like people say like, oh, go to dinner or whatever. Honestly, now I'm just like a drinks person because I don't know, I don't like to feel like I have to stay somewhere. And like, yeah, I don't know, I just like, I like to have the freedom of being able to leave, which you still do if they drive, but it just feels like it's a little bit more uncomfortable to like leave. But if you Ubered, like, you're like, oh, okay, like my Uber is here, whatever, if you want to leave. I don't know, I just like having the freedom of leaving. And also like my schedule's always pretty packed, so sometimes like even if I grab a drink, I already have like maybe like I'm seeing one of my friends that night, like, you know what I mean, or something like that. So it's just nice to like, when someone drives, you're basically it's more expected you're gonna kind of like, they're gonna drive you back, right? So anyway, he picks me up. So okay, so no, this is one of the best parts of the story. I kept to like tell it and not speak. I'm gonna quickly just like do this gloss and so we can like tell the story in peace. Okay, so it's whatever, it's getting close to the time that we agreed for him to pick me up. I'm like ready, fully glam, ready to go. I mean, fully glam probably looks a look like this or whatever look I was wearing at that time. I have like my hair done, I'm ready to go. And he's like, okay, I'm here. Keep in mind his photos. Okay, I need to say this for context. He's like maybe like 6'1", 6'2", like dark hair, like tall. That's like the vibe, okay? This is like what all his photos are. So just, you know, this is crucial, right, for the story. So I'm like, great, whatever. I come out, I walk outside and I don't see like anyone who looks like him. I see like maybe to like the right, like down a little bit, like this shorter guy, a little bit chunkier, so to say, and has his hair in a ponytail. And obviously I'm like, well, you know, that's not even him. It's not even him. Like there's no way that's him, so I'm fine. So I grab my phone, let me just call him. Maybe he got lost, you know, the GPS put him somewhere else. He's in the wrong town. Maybe he forgot he's picking up and he's at the restaurant. You know, there's clearly an explanation for this. There's gotta be an explanation for this, all is well. So I call him, I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm outside, I don't see you, you know, where are you by? And he's like, oh, I see you. And I'm like, and then I look to the right and the man who is like, I don't know how tall he is, like now thinking like, I don't know, he's like, maybe it was like, I'm not judging guy's height, but he was like, maybe like 5'8", I don't know, 5'9", he wasn't very tall. Well, I don't know if that's like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, he was not 6'1" or 6'2", like he said, and it was not, it looked like, so I go up to him, it's literally, so it's this man, he's like short. I'm not judging, I just want people to understand I'm not judging, I'm just trying to explain the context. He's short, a little bit chunky, and his hair in a ponytail. And like, it's like he looks like, it's like there's still a very slight resemblance to the photo. Like it's like, it could be like a doppelganger, or what's that called? Like something like a look-alike, where like they have like kind of similar like eyes. There's a lot of girls online kind of like, you guys just have to be like, oh, she kind of looks like you're, like, oh my gosh, like a lot of girls in Sweden, actually it's funny, you guys will maybe like, oh, she looks like you. So it's like maybe, or like maybe it was him like 5 years ago, like with a different hairstyle taken like at a low angle where he looked like taller than lie. Like you can put your height on the app, and he put like his height. I mean, I have my height in there too. And literally that moment I'm like, this is literally either not the guy at all, because it doesn't look like him at all. Like if you were to take, like if you didn't know that you were looking for that person and that was supposed to be your date, like you would literally be like, that's not the same person. It's not the same person. And I was so shaken and taken aback. I didn't even know what to do. All my friends who I told the story to after were like, you literally should have just like left right there and like confronted him and been like, hey, you know, like I thought that this is like who you were, and like it's not, and like so I don't really want to do this. Every single person I told the story said like that I should have basically like in a nice way set a boundary and gone home. But I was so shaken, okay, at this point, and I already had like a glass of wine at home just to like kind of relax. I was like, I'm fully dressed. I already have a glass of wine in me. Like we're going. And he was like still, I mean, he had a great car. Everything was like, he clearly was like, I don't know, like, I don't know if I should give details. I can give details. Like he drove a G-Wagon, like he clearly was like a successful person. So it's like it maybe is the same person, but he just kind of like used older photos and lied about specific like details. I don't know exactly. I really still don't know. I didn't like look too much into it afterwards even, because I was like, I just want to forget about that. But here we go. So I get in the car. Basically I'm in the car on the way. Like I said, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to just go get through this. You know, I'm just gonna, I guess, be a nice person today. I don't know. I was like, I'm already here, right? Like it's gonna take a lot for me to maneuver out of this. So I'm just gonna go. He is still like a very kind, great, like other than the fact that he scammed me, it seems like a great person, you know what I mean? And like I was saying, like I truly think that everyone has an experience or has something that they've learned or something of value to bring to you, like whether it's a new concept, a new theory, just to tell you about a trip or something that they did that you didn't know about prior. Everyone has something to add to your life. I mean, sometimes if you dig deep enough, I mean, sometimes you gotta dig, or you gotta get 2 shovels, but there's always, I feel like, something you can learn from someone, or just whether it's, like I said, a new piece of knowledge. You know, it could be something like a new restaurant to try out maybe in the future, or it could be like a deep life theory, but either way you can always learn from someone. So I was like, I'm just gonna get through this, I'm gonna be polite and kind, and you know, he drove all the way out here, I'm gonna just be respectful. So we get to dinner. Agate asked me very deep questions, which if this were like any other day and actually he was who he said he was, or if it was someone who I was like actually interested in, it would have been like it would have been great. Like he asked me really deep theoretical questions about my life experiences, kind of like what I'm looking for, like where I see myself in the future, kind of like interview type questions. But my Mars is in Virgo, so I love that type of stuff. Like I can't really talk about surface level things either for too much. Like I can sustain a conversation like that. Obviously you need to be able to navigate this world, but I prefer obviously to talk about like deep things like experiences, plans, you know, your views on life, because essentially like those are things that really matter. Those are the things that make up your character and the way that you maneuver through the world. And if you're gonna plan to maneuver through the world together, you're gonna have to share a good amount, hopefully of the same lenses, enough to make that, you know, a smooth experience. I wasn't watching what he was drinking, but I think he has a little bit too much to drink. He started being a little bit aggressive and rude around this time. So with the dates, like we finished there and I'm like, okay, I'm like, that's amazing, like blah blah blah. We get in the car. I'm like, well, if there's other living, I'm like, I can Uber home. He's like, no, like I'll take you home. I'm like, are you sure? Like it's totally fine. Like I can Uber home if you know, if you want to head back. I know it's like relatively late. Maybe at this time it was like 10:30, 11 to give you context. I think the dinner I want to say was like 7:38. I don't know the times. The dinner, we were probably there honestly for 2 hours. So yeah, I don't know. He kind of like kept us there because he's like ordering drinks and ordering food, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't really up to my discretion to end it at this point. And then, so I was like, okay, what, like if you, whatever, we get in the car. As we're kind of like driving back to the direction of my place, he's like, do you want to just grab another drink? And I was like, honestly, you know, no, like it's Tuesday, you know, I'm pretty tired. I have an early morning tomorrow. Like, I don't think so. And he's like, no, come on, like, let's do it. And I was like, no, it's totally fine. He's like, I know a really great place in Venice. I don't live in Venice, so it's like it's a whole other, you know, it's a whole other thing. It clearly would be like another 2 hour at least adventure. I already don't want to be here. Obviously, I don't like him in that sense. Like, I don't think I'd even like him as a friend, not in a mean way, but I don't know, in fact, he clearly like lied to me. So that's kind of like, if you're starting, like I feel like how you start something is it's really gonna be a big theme in your friendship or relationship, and the fact that this was all based off of like a lie is a bit, you know, unsettling. And so I was like, no, he's like, come on, will you just please grab, I don't want to yell because I don't want to like disturb everybody. He's like yelling, like, please, like, will you just grab one more drink with me? Like yelling in the car. And I'm like so shaken at this point. And I have like 2 glasses of wine at this point. So I'm just like, okay, I just didn't know what to say. I'm like, okay, like we can grab another drink, but I'm like, I I'm like, I'm not gonna go all the way out to Venice. Like, sorry, like that's very far for me. And like, I'm just not gonna do that. Like, I'm like, we can go somewhere near me. And he's like, okay, do you have any spots that you like? And I basically named a place that was pretty close to me that I could basically walk back home from. And so we go there. He parks his car like on a street over, and we walk to the place. It's whatever, like a 2-minute walk. We're at the place having a drink. He's asking like really intense questions at this point, like, okay, like what are you like looking for, like in a husband, blah 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 blah. Which like I don't think you should ask that like on the first date. I mean, maybe like if you're really having like a deep connection, you're just like really hitting up, like you found your soulmate and you're feeling comfortable and you can feel that's definitely the vibe and you want to throw it out there, sure. I don't think that's a question you should ask anyone, nor someone who you like scammed into, who like you just yelled at to go get a second drink with you. After this is where it gets good. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just walk home. Like, I just want to get some fresh air, you know, like I just really want to walk home. He's like, no, I'll drive you. I'm like, no, honestly, like I just really want to walk home, you know. I feel very safe, don't worry, like I'm completely fine. I just really want to get some fresh air. I want to walk home. He's like, then let me walk you home. And I was like, well, at this point, like, what can I say? So he already like knows where I live, so whatever. We're walking home. I like get to like my front door, and I was like, okay, like thank you so much. This was really great. You know, I hope you have a great night. Drive safe. Text you when you get home. Just to like be polite. And he's like, can I come inside? And I was like, at this point, I told you my patience was done now. I've turned. The other gentleman just got. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. Like dealing with this. I was like, no, I'm sorry. Like I'm going to go to sleep. And he's like, he starts yelling at me, and he's like, why won't you let me come inside? I just want to see your floor plan. Like yelling. Okay, I can't yell it because I don't want it to like disturb anyone, but like literally like, I don't understand why you won't let me come inside your house. Like I don't want to do anything. I just want to see your floor plan. And he's yelling. And I was like, sir, I'm really tired. I'm not in the mood for this. I don't appreciate you yelling at me. I'm like, I really just think you should head home. It's getting late, blah, 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 blah. He leaves, okay? I thought he would never speak to me again. No. He texted me the next day, like, hey, Polina, you know, I think we had great chemistry. Like, that was an incredible day. Like, I'd love to see you again. So, I guess this was a Tuesday on Saturday. He's like, I'd love to see you again on Saturday. Like, I'm gonna be doing this activity. Like, if you want to join me. I never replied. He texted me probably 7 times. I didn't reply to 7 texts, and he stopped. And then the next text was like, hey, like, hope, like, still thinking about you. Like, hope you're doing well. Like, would love to see you on Saturday. And kept inviting me. And I was like, and then it got to Saturday, and he's like, hey, if you're not busy today, like I'd love to come. I would love to do this activity. And then he kept going. And on Sunday, I think the last text was on Sunday, where he was like, I don't know, he asked me to do something else, and I didn't reply. And then that was the end of our escapade. And that is one of my funniest date stories. I don't have too many crazy ones. I have like 2 more like kind of like lightly entertaining ones. The other ones are just like completely neutral. Like the people are fine. It's just kind of like whatever. So yeah, that was that experience. I mean, I hope he's doing well. I don't know, what you can tell me what your theories are. I don't know if he thinks that like, you know, I'm gonna lie a little bit about my weight, my appearance, my height, and then like hopefully my charm will just like win them over to look past the fact that I just scammed them into this. I don't know if like he's like, you know, I'm just gonna yell and get them to drink more and then like agree to let me come over. You know, I'm not sure what his you know, moral compass where it's leading him, but I hope he's doing well. I don't think he's watching this. If he's watching this, I don't know, dude, that was not very cool of you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's get ready with funny story. Honestly, I don't regret going because it's just like, it was really like, the amount of people who I like saw like laugh hysterically when I told them the story in person after was really worth, like their joy of hearing it was really worth the experience for me. So I'd love to hear your experiences down below so you can feel not alone. We've all been there. If you haven't, you know, I hope you don't go there, but if you go there, it's funny to tell if it's still a safe time. I love you guys so much. I'll have all the products I use linked down below, and I will see you in the next video. If you like my vibe, feel free to subscribe. Ooh, that rhymes. If you like my vibe, feel free to subscribe. I'll have all my links, socials, everything you need to know down below, and I'll see you in my next video.